Hi, I'm coming to you from the Kahnawake Fire Brigade. We'll be speaking about barbecue safety tips, fire safety tips. To start off, we'll start with the barbecue. Always barbecue outdoors. Make sure it's 3 meters plus away from your household. Make sure there's no overhead like eaves, branches, so forth. Also, when you're barbecuing outside, we have to consider everybody's safety. So ensure that your pets, children, so forth, they're in a safe place, they're away from the barbecue. When you're barbecuing, do not leave it unattended at all. Make sure that it's always being attended. And if it's the start of the year for you and you're gonna be barbecuing, if you're running a propane tank, check it for leaks. So with the fuel tank, there's a hose line. You could either put some water and soap on it, see if it starts bubbling. If it's bubbling, there's a leak. Also, if you smell something like a gas or something, that's also an indicator that your propane could be leaking. So for safety measures, shut everything off. If you still smell it, call the fire department right away. If you shut it off and there's no more of a leak, then you could bring it to service and just get it checked because it's probably something loose. Also, if you're barbecuing and you're using charcoal and so forth, do not put any flammable liquids on it, as the barbecue and the fire could get out of hand and create a fire. If you are barbecuing, make sure you have the right equipment, make sure you have long utensils to stay away from the flames and the heat so you don't get burnt. Some other safety tips is have a fire extinguisher on deck. Ensure your fire extinguisher is filled. There's an indicator, it'll show if it's in the green and it's filled and ready to go. In case of a grease fire, you call your local fire department. Our dispatchers is the Kahnawake Peacekeepers. You can reach them at 450-632-6505. They dispatch to us any emergency, medical or fire hazards. And if there's a grease fire happening, after you call your local fire department, reach out for help. If it's safe to attack the fire with an extinguisher, you could dispose of it. If it's distinguished the fire, you could go to your propane if that's where you're using and shut off the valve if it's safe and everybody's in a safe place.